the image and it's completely different. I'm getting that light out of the way because it's doing my head in. Oh, thank the Lord for that. Let's see if I can get this light up on here. No, there is nothing that's going to work. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the best I can get. I know it's out of, it's a very grainy picture with all that stuff going on behind the nines, but you can quite clearly see, or at least I hope you can see now, that this is more curved than that. That one goes up, and that on those 2016 10 pence pieces, that's basically what it looked like. The towels were missing in the full length. They looked like this, and it stood out. Or I should say, I'm saying nay, it was one. Because you've got to remember, it was 16. So that one would have been the other way round. But when you looked at it from this angle, that's what it looked like. The towel was missing the bit at the end, and both of them were exactly the same. The two 1016s were exactly the same. I was really, because you can't fault it with those coins because they were completely new. You had none of this rubbish going on, and you had none of this rubbish going on. It was easy to see. I didn't even see it with the magnifier. It was clear. It was absolutely clear, and that's what I'm hoping you can now see with this. This looks dumpy, and it is different because that's got a flat bit there and this hasn't, although it's in shadow. I mean, this one you can definitely tell there's a blob of metal without a shred of a doubt, because it makes this look really fat. If you look at that, the towel starts going off there, it gets thinner and thinner and off. This one doesn't. It doesn't even start to go off into a towel. See what I mean? Does that make sense? And this is why I've gone on about this, because why do they use, and I can't remember what coins it was on that we was looking at, why do they use a 9 and a 6 to make 9s? They use okay, this is definitely blobs of metal, okay, that's making the difference. But we have seen where under normal circumstances it seems like they use a 9 and a 6 upside down. That's the best way that I can put it to, because it doesn't matter which way that it goes round in sequence. So this one might be there. See what I mean? This one might be there and that one might come over. You just swap them round. But if you look at the image of, I'll tell you what is a classic example. That £2 coin, 1999, wasn't it? Wasn't it? The £2 coin. And what coin was that? It was the rugby World Cup coin, wasn't it? Let's have a look. So get that down, blow that right up. $19.99. £2 rugby World Cup. I hope it is. I hope my memory's serving me. Is it? That doesn't look right. It wasn't that then, was it? It was, wasn't it? It must have been that coin. No, don't want that picture. Okay. What was it that missing? It was the one, wasn't it? The one was missing. But I don't remember it being like this. I'm sure that's not the image. But it must be. Well, unless I'm doing something wrong here. Initials are RD, Ron Dutton. Well, where is the RD then? So I'm going off at a complete nut tangent here. Where is the RD then? There. So it's in the same place as the R. The R, was it the RB on the technology coins? But I can't remember that 1999 being like that. But anyway, I'm talking rubbish. You can see even on this picture that the rim goes, it's here, it's bold, but on either side it goes thin, and then as you come down again, it's around about there it starts, and it starts going bold again. But whether that's shadow or not, I don't know. I don't think it is. I don't think it's an optical illusion again. I've got a funny feeling there's two 1999s. Because I don't remember that ball. The only way that I'm going to be able to do that, let's do that. The Royal Mint. The Royal Mint. Right. 1999. I will kick myself if it is true. It must be. There's no. It's quite a low denomination. 5 million. Yeah, there's no other coin. It's listing, so it must be that. Do you know, I can't remember that. I really cannot remember that ball. My mum must have been so focused on that. And yeah, on a completely different tangent, you see they don't show the head side. As you scroll up, they don't show the head side, the obverse side. And this is what they do with all the technology coins. They show the reverse only. And that's wrong. That's terribly wrong. And whoever designed this webpage needs to be shot. Because I'll tell you why. And this is where my deception creeps in, whereby I'm anti. That camera's going to shut off. I'm anti Royal Mint because they used to do it. You know, like we've got the no, hang on a minute. Oh, blimey, look at that. Now, there's a good picture of 1939s. Oh, I know what it was. Wally. It was not that. It was the inscription around the edge, wasn't it? That's what's wrong. Oh, thank you, Lord, for saying that. God, jeez. I knew there was something funny going on. Because the one's missing, or it appears to be missing. It's not. It's the one's falling in the reeded gap, so you don't see it. That's a very yeah. Now I've got to remember what I was doing. So yeah, I've gone right off track. But if you looked at those nines on the reeded side, I think you'll find one of them is different to the others. And I can't remember which way round it was. I can't remember that. I mean, we did this. I covered this ages ago. But we've seen it. Excuse me. We've seen it before with only two nines that are completely different. Again, I can't point you in the right direction. Now, have a look at this, guys. Right? Look at this here. And then see that it disappears. Oh no, it disappears. It goes really thin. Why? Why would you do that? It goes really thin, and then again, it comes out here. Why? I don't think that's a designer issue. But only the designer would better tell you. RD, yeah, it is RB. Yeah, it is RB on the technology coins. No, it's BR. It's BR on the technology coins. I think. Oh, jeez. It is BR. Yes, it's the R. The tail of the R disappears. The same as that. See, that R goes into the D. It's peculiar. It really is peculiar. But let's go to this side and see how wide this is. And to prove the point, okay, look how close the letters of the two are. You can see it's coming away. Let's just... No, it's not lettering. It's the image. But this is what you get with the Britannia. Okay? With the Britannia, the same thing happens. It's Elizabeth, isn't it? Elizabeth. Yes, it's Elizabeth. Moves out. You see, as this come round, This has moved. You can tell the difference. It's like near enough double the distance away from the top. And if we come round to here, then back up, you see that it starts to come back in again, ready for this bit. Very uncanny. And I don't know whether that's through design or just complete fluke. See there, you got a piece of metal there. But you can't tell no, because it won't let you. You used to be able to double click on these and do the same as what you could in the, like this. I mean, this is beautiful, the way that blows that up. I'm going to keep going, and hopefully this will have kept going while I'm talking you through it. I mean, who would... The designer must have, if this is done on purpose, why would you do that? It's the same with using these 9s and the 6s. Why would you do it? Because you would have 3 9s exactly like that, or a double 9 simply like that. Why go and put a 6 in there? And you know it's a 6 because the 9s are joined up, they're closed, and the 6s are open, which is what this piece of paper is all about. I've written it all down. 1979 is closed, 89 open, and that goes all the way down until you get to 1998, and then they appear closed. And that 1999, exactly, that's right. That's exactly. I'm just proving that to you. Okay, I'm not. I would never try and deceive you, because there's no point. I'm just trying to get through to you why you can't trust the Royal Mint. Because unless they can explain what the designer, this RD, he's the, or they, it might be a female, they are the only person who can understand and explain this. Because I don't think that's done on purpose. But I could be wrong. But then it makes a mockery with the technology coins, doesn't it? Why does it happen on the technology coins as well? With the Elizabeth moving up and down, closer and further away. No, I'm losing the plot now, because I was going to show you 1999. Oh, 1999. Oops. £2. £2. Take. Where's Elizabeth? Where's Elizabeth? Yeah. Okay. And trust it to be that way round. Because this it does. But it's very slight. The Elizabeth is close. Okay. And as you come round, this goes away. But it's only till you get to about here that you actually really see the difference. And that's why these beading happen. That's what happens with the beading. Can you believe what I'm going to say now? Can you believe that no one saw this happening and they didn't alter it? Why didn't they alter it? Why does this go on all the way right through the technology coin? I can't remember how many years there were of the technology coins. You would say that if they're chucking out crap coins to us and the coins in proof sets don't do it, but whether you can say this, I've seen on eBay and blown up pictures of proof sets, and they are like it. They are exactly like this. And this is what's laughable. And this really goes back to how I started on this quest a long time ago. This is how it all started with me. Because if the Royal Mint can make these coins not like this, and then they found out that the 1997 and 1998 technology coins were being faked, why would you carry on doing this? That's if you was ever if you was ever to be taken into court for passing on forged coins, fake coins, that's your argument. Your argument would be, why does the Royal Mint, which has an obligation, it has an obligation when you consider what the fake coins that were coming out, it has an obligation to do away with this. Because that's one of the criteria they got for being fakes. Because it must be really hard. It must be really hard if they're doing it on proof sets only, mint sets, BU sets, premium sets, executive sets. All this is a load of baloney. Because if they can do it for those sets, which I actually believe that some of them don't, whether that's the person's interfered with the set and taken the proof one out and replaced it with a shiny coin, like a BU coin, surely that is the same sort of fraud. Does that make sense to you? Can you understand what I'm saying? If we are being given this lot, this piece of crap coin, it makes a mockery of the coin collector. It makes a complete and utter mockery. And the thing I can excuse is, okay, I'll accept that. I'll accept that could be in a proof mint, BU, blah, blah, blah. But when you look round that edge, that reeded edge, and it's an inscription, and they are diabolical, but you can't see that because they're in a set. They're inserted into what do I want to say? They're inserted into a reeded edge, which can deform the inscription. Now, if you're a collector and you're wanting the best, let's say we'll excuse the Royal Mint and we'll accept the fact that they produce crap and good coins. But let's be honest to the public and say, when you're buying a Royal Mint, Proof Mint, BU, Premium, Executive, blah 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 set, you must have the spot on coin, because you're paying a premium price. Do you get it? And that is one of the reasons. It wasn't the correct reason that I'm explaining now. The reason I gave up is just simply because the way the price jumped. A proof set was I think it went up to about 39 quid, and then it jumped, and I thought, no, I'm done away with this. I'm not doing it. Because I felt as a collector, you've been stitched up. And that's how it started with me. When we came back to it at a later date, the story had changed, because I'd learned around these inscriptions around the edge and how bad some of them were, which is why I said about what is a coin worth. Well, if a coin is worth £30, no, let's not be so drastic. Let's say it's £20. A £20 difference for a proper stamped, engraved, or whatever you want to call it, minted coin, and you can't see the inscription, and you can't see on where's the Royal Mint site? Come on. You can't see that. They are not giving you as a collector the entire coin. Now look, this is the Royal Mint site, okay? Up there, Royal Mint Circulating Coins. Look at this here, and what do you see? What do you see? Do you not see that misplaced oval looking shape that we're so accustomed to seeing in our change? That's exactly the same thing, and you've got to ask yourself, well, why is this so? But it explains why they don't show you the obverse side, because there's more happening with the obverse side that can go wrong, like the Elizabeth and look, let me try and say it this way then. All you've got on the reverse side is £2 and a date. There's very little can go wrong, isn't there? You know, the £2 can't move up and down, in and out, blah, blah, blah. But what you do see is the planchets. That's what you do see. But you can't, look how tiny that image is compared to that. Now, if the Royal Mint were honest, wouldn't you like to see this edge, this side of the coin, the obverse? Wouldn't you? Does that not explain why they don't show the obverse side. And I rest my case. It's that simple, and yet my life for the last 2-3 years has been dedicated to try and, because of my uneducated speech and correct way of explaining things. But you must remember, this is not Royal Mint. This is a coin club, and you're trying to get the best image you can. I mean, you can tell this is a circulated coin. There's a dirt stain there for a start off. Look, there's dirt up there, so you know that's not a proof image. Let alone with the dots, the beading. And I have to laugh. And I'd think the best move that we've seen with the technology coin is the Jodie Clark and her signature. And her signature where the R and the A join and the R and the E join. That is a fantastic piece of work when you think about everything that we're talking about. And it has its reasons. It has its reasons for being like that. But I'm not even sticking up for the coin collector. I don't really care about the coin collector, because the coin collector, in wanting a proof set, is fueling the deception. And that happens on eBay. That's exactly what's going on with eBay. And right now, with their free to sell, they've created a monster, because they've put this buyer protection. When you buy a coin, you pay an amount, let's call it insurance, okay, inverted